Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to solve multi-step equations. We're going to get the letter alone. So with the letter A here, we have a 2 that's being multiplied by it, and we also have a -6. A good way to think about this is we're trying to get closer and closer and closer to the letter because we want to end up with A equals something. So you start farther away from the letter. So I'm not going to start with the 2. I'm going to start with the -6. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. We're basically doing PEMDAS backwards because we're starting with the answer and we're working backwards. So the opposite of -6 is +6. That becomes 0. Always think about moving stuff down. So you're going to bring your 2a down. You don't have to write +0. You're going to bring your equal sign down and bring 4 + 6 down, which is 10. So now we have a one-step equation. So the way that we undo multiply is to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. I could write 1a, but you don't need to. 1a is just a. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So my answer is 5. Okay? So the second example we're going to do is n plus 1 divided by -2 is equal to 15. Okay, n plus 1 divided by 2 equals 15. So I'm going to start with the -2. I'm going to multiply both sides by -2. -2 divided by 2 is 1. So basically, you don't have to write this step, but basically you now have a 1 times n plus 1. I don't write that, I just write n plus 1. So when you have the -2 on top, think of this as on top because really it's over 1. So when you multiply by that, you undo it. And then 15 times -2 is -30. This is just what you're really doing. I do this in my head, but you don't need to write it out. Then your last step is to get rid of the +1. The opposite of +1 is -1. So that cancels. So you have n equals -31. And if you ever want to check these, you can take your number and plug it back in. So if this is correct, then -31 plus 1 divided by -2 should equal 15. -31 plus 1 would be -30. And then divided by -2 does give you 15, so you know you've done it correctly. Okay, so third example is 3m plus 4 is equal to -11. So if you're watching this on a video, it would be good to stop it and write the problem out, like try to solve it and then hit play and see if you do it correctly. Those of you in class, go ahead and take a second to solve that, see if you can get it. Okay, so this is what you should have done. Subtract 4 from both sides. So you have 3m is equal to -15. This is a tricky part. -11 minus 4 is -15. A lot of people make mistakes when they're subtracting negatives. Then divide both sides by 3. m is equal to -5. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do one with a fraction in it. Okay, so let's say you have 2/5 c plus 1/50 is equal to 630. I would subtract 150 from both sides first. You could say, I want to get rid of my fraction. I want to multiply everything by 5. You could do that, but I think it's simpler for a lot of you if you subtract the 150 from both sides first. So this is going to come down and have 2/5 c. 150 minus 150 is equal to 0. And then 0, 8, 5 minus 1 is 4. So positive 480. Now, I like to get rid of the 5 separately. Some of you can multiply both sides by 5/2, but I like to multiply both sides by 5. So I would take a calculator and do 480 times 5. So if I multiply both sides by 5, that cancels. So then I'm left with 2c is equal to 2400. And now I need to divide by 2. So C is equal to 1200. So that would be your answer for that one. Okay. Let's do one more here. Let's say we have x plus 5 over 3 is equal to 8. Okay? We're going to start by getting rid of the 3, so we're going to multiply both sides by 3. That leaves me with x plus 5 is equal to 24. And then we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. And that gives me x equals 19. Okay, if some trickier ones come up in the homework, I'll come around and help you guys with it. If you are at home and you get stuck on something, email me, okay? All right, here we go.